Senate Democrats unable to retain a provision to cap soaring insulin costs for those with private insurers. Anything in this bill that you think becomes a sticking point as it moves to the House?
I don't think so. I mean, in D.C., you never get everything you want in any of this legislation. It would have been great if we could have been able to cap insulin prices. I have people that are type 1 diabetic in my family, and so that would have been great. But overall, it's still a win. If you talk to Sierra Club, if you talk to Natural Resources Defense Council, American Clean Energy, all of these organizations say that this is as Joe Biden said when he was vice president, that's a big effing deal. And so I think that it would be hard to not vote for this bill if you're a Democrat. And again, I think that we're going to pick some Republicans up. We'll see.
Right, because there's the votes for the bill, and then I think a lot of us are anticipating still seeing some members of your chamber remind us that there was still more that could have been in here, and there is still more to be done. So as we watch that unfold, as the House comes back from recess in order to vote on this legislation, how should we be thinking about that, right? How should we be thinking about it when you have members going to the floor and saying, hey, where's the effort on childcare? Hey, why couldn't we do more on health care? What is the purpose of that effort?
Well, first of all, we welcome those discussions. It's an exercise in democracy. It's not an exercise in groupthink. And so certainly we're going to have people within our caucus that are going to wish there could have been more in here. I wish that there could be more in here. Like you mentioned, childcare, for instance, that is a huge issue in my district, making it more affordable. But at the end of the day, it shows that Democrats can come together and move the country forward. And I think that this bill, this Inflation Reduction Act, along with the infrastructure bill that was already passed, is going to be very good for Democrats and more importantly, very good for the country. And Alicia, historically, gas prices have gone down after the Labor Day holiday. They continue, and they're already headed south now. And so I think that you're going to continue to see us build up on a lot of these positive gains that are finally happening now because of the hard work of this president.
I also don't need to tell you, Congressman, that it sets up a pretty sharp contrast between your party and Republicans, none of whom came to the table on this legislation in the Senate. You've already said you think that there may be some Republican House members who will come and will vote for this. I think that sort of sets the stake. But talk to me about the contrast between those parties, given that voters are going into midterms.
Yeah, absolutely. We had, which I thought was really sad. I thought it was really a sad day for the Republican Party. Here in my backyard, right in Dallas, Texas, as you know, CPAC met, and Viktor Orban, who is someone that is not a fan of democracy, was one of the featured speakers, and I actually had Republican colleagues that actually shared the same stage that he did. And he talked about things like how racist mixing was a bad idea. And, while Democrats are in D.C. Trying to reduce inflation. So I think that there's a clear contrast. We have a lot of people in D.C. that are Republicans that want to play games. And you have Democrats that are hardworking and trying to improve our nation's infrastructure, trying to make sure that we have cleaner air, trying to make sure that we have lower drug prices, and that we bring inflation and that we bring the deficit down. And so, yeah, I think that there's a huge contrast there. And we're going to be talking about that from now on, and especially after Labor Day gets here and the election cycle kind of kicks up into another gear.